Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're enjoying your day so far, and today we're going to talk about a very interesting situation in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War right now, that being their headshot multiplier. Envoy believes it's the one thing in the game right now that he really would like to change. Should it be changed? Is it too strong in the game in its current state? In previous titles, headshot multiplier has been turned off for competitive play. Will that happen this time around? Is that something that should be happening, or should the weapons just get some tweaks so that they actually aren't too strong with the headshots into effect with this 1.4x multiplier that we do have in Black Ops Cold War? Certainly intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new. As always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, this from GG Breaking Point, finishing off the top 20 Challengers players of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You know, that being Sauga, Royalty, Astro's in my Afro, Pred, Dave, and Hydra. So yeah, a lot of very talented players right here. Pred, of course, on Renegades in the APAC region. Hopefully he gets an opportunity at some point, because of course Hydra is now on the New York subliners if he can actually get over to the North American region. So yeah, these were the top 5. Pretty spicy top 20, to be honest. A lot of action in these, because, well, there was a lot of drama around whether these orders are actually correct. I'm not exactly sure how these were all ranked. I think it was some of the casters, some of the analysts, and yeah, some of the coaches for some of these squads were giving their input and giving their recommendations. I wasn't involved in this ranking for this one, but these are some names to keep your eyes on for the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War season if you don't follow the Challenger stuff too closely. Let's talk about this then. So Crimsic says back in 2019, this of course is for Modern Warfare, headshot multiplier needs to stay. Headies are already powerful enough with it in, and with the rate of fire for the guns, the time between shot to shot is significantly shorter than other Call of Duties. After playing this game for 3 days, trying to imagine how campy it would be without, I've barely noticed any flinch at all in Modern Warfare. Could be the TTK, or the fact that people aren't shooting back. Either way, I like it in the game. So this is way back in September, when, like, you know, I imagine the beta was coming out or something for Modern Warfare, saying that, like, headshot multiplier needs to stay in the game. And it's obviously something which every Call of Duty has pretty much had. However, it's always been an interesting discussion in competitive, because pro players in a game like Counter-Strike, in a game like Valorant, these type of games, you're always aiming for the head rate. You aim for the head, you get much higher headshot multiplier. Like, if you hit them in the head, you get, well, 4x multiplier. In Valorant it is pretty much a similar thing in Counter-Strike as well. You can one-tap someone pretty easily with certain weapons. In Call of Duty, of course, it's not like that, right? If the game was this, if you just hit a single headshots, you get well, they just immediately die. It would be chaos, right? And the weapons are much easier to control in Call of Duty than they are in some of those other games. And, well, it's a lot less precise game, right, when you're playing on console, as opposed to something like a, you know, keyboard and mouse. So there's always the discussion as to whether headshot multiplier actually should be in the game, because professional players tend not to aim for the head, because it's more about center mass, it's more about just putting shots down targets. And if you start aiming for the head, you can always get flinched above their head, because the frustrating thing to me has always been that the flinch means that you can be shooting someone dead on, you're just about to kill them, they're shooting you back, and because you're shooting them, you kick their aim up, and they're aiming at your chest, and all of a sudden they get kicked up to your head, and they just, well, get higher multiplier because they got lucky in the fact that you were shooting them. That was always a frustrating thing in gunfights, and that's to me why the headshot multiplier was always annoying. The fact that you could actually have the advantage in a gunfight, but because of the flinch and the headshot multiplier combined, it meant that you were losing gunfights you didn't deserve to lose. This year, though, the flinch is basically 0. You guys might see on some of these attachments, flinch resistance is still a thing that you can have. That actually has no effect on how well your gun kicks, at least, well, how your gun actually kicked. It only changes how well your gun appears to kick. So in this game, there is some visual flinch. So when you're shooting someone, you get shot, there is some visual flinch. Your screen kicks a little bit, but your weapon stays dead center where you were shooting before, pretty much exactly where it was. Nothing like previous Call of Duty games, which means in theory, you can be shooting someone in the body, and you can, well, get flinched up, and all of a sudden you're not changing anything at all. But in the same manner, you can aim at someone's head, get shot, and you're still hitting them in the head, which means in theory that you can actually deliberately aim for headshots in this game without having to worry about getting flinched off that, which in previous titles was really why, you know, no pros aim for the head, because if you aim for the head and you get hit one shot, then you're just shooting above their head and nothing's going to happen. You're not actually going to be able to take them out. But in this game, it is possible to do so. But the headshot multiplier in this game is 1.4, which is pretty high, and as we're going to look at in a second, on a couple of different weapons, this significantly changes how the gun interacts. And are pros really aiming for the head? Should it be allowed in the game as like a skill gap that, okay, some pros can actually aim for the head and be better at that and get, like, you know, mix one headshot in with the rest of their kills? Or would you prefer a game where it's just like, okay, all body shots, we don't need to worry about aiming for the heads, and then, well, only we have to do so when someone is on a head glitch? I'm not really sure what I think on the matter. I think that maybe if the headshot multiplier was lower, it might be okay, but yeah, given the lack of flinch in this game, I don't really mind it too much. There is maybe a skill gap, you could argue, in aiming for the head in certain situations to get a faster time to kill, and well, I think that is something which certainly certainly could be considered. But some people obviously disagree. We can look at what Envoy has to say here in just a second.
Otherwise, for competitive, there really isn't much changes that can be made or that need to be made. The biggest one is going to be... We are getting smoked, I just realized. But the biggest one, too, is Headshot Multiplier. Headshot Multiplier has no right being in competitive Call of Duty. The problem there is we all use controllers, and if you guys are going for camo challenges or something, then you're going to aim for the head. When you're playing against the best players in the world, no one's aiming for the head. Everyone just wants to is just trying to get their shots on their enemy, and recoil patterns, you can't get it down to a science or to a T in console games. You just can't. So the fact that Headshot Multiplier is in just makes it for a lot of randomness, which is like not good for competitive. Just about every year we get it taken out at some point. Last year it started in the beginning of the game and we got it taken out. So just really hoping they could do the same thing this year, and I'm confident they'll come through.
So as Panda says, look, I saw people saying Headshot Multiplier needs to be in so you could kill people easily off head glitches. We spent a year smoking out Cabin Wall, but here we are, smokes GAs and ego challenge headies because you can one-tap people off power spots due to their, well, the high Headshot Multiplier in this game. So interesting that maybe this game doesn't play perfect in Panda's opinion. We also get this from Kenny, right? So this is way back in November, but Accuracy saying, look, the FFAR needs a nerf. I don't even think it's the FFAR. I feel it's the Headshot Multiplier that needs to be fixed right now. And he says as well, look, the Headshot Multiplier should have been fixed first before rushing to nerf guns, just to see how the FFAR and the MP5 would play on without it. I could be faded when I say this, but that is what makes the most sense to me. And I thought it was interesting to look at exactly what Drifter and Exclusive Ace have found in regards to the Headshot Multiplier. So this was in Drifter's AK-74U weapon guide type video, and as he says, look, headshots grant one less shot to kill at all ranges, 1.4x multiplier. So with the AK-74U, which is the dominant weapon in the game right now, aside from maybe the Krig, certainly on the SMG side, the 74U seems to be the best. It grants one less shot to kill at all ranges. So if it's a 5-shot kill up close, I think it's actually a 4-shot kill, like super close range. I think on some of these ranges you have to hit like a couple of headshots mixed in, or maybe not all of the headshots mixed in. Certainly with the Krig, what I do know about the Krig, as well, we can see right here from the Exclusive Ace one, look, 1.4x multiplier, the headshot damage is 4939, therefore at any range, you just need one headshot mixed in with your body shots to make it a 4-shot kill. This is what's really deadly about the Krig and why it's such a powerful weapon right now, is because it's a 5-shot kill to the body at every range, but if you just mix one headshot in with those 5 shots, it all of a sudden becomes a 4-shot, and that is absolutely deadly, and it's a world away of a difference. And the AK-47 kills in 4 shots, but the Krig with a single headshot mixed in kills faster than the AK-74, the AK-47, sorry, but also has much better recoil and handling statistics and this kind of stuff as well. So that's why the Krig seems to be preferred by a lot of people right now. And well, if the headshot multiplier wasn't a thing in this game, the Krig would probably be significantly less powerful of a weapon, and the AK-47 might actually dominate. So well, certainly the headshot multiplier has a pretty big impact on how well these weapons play, and there's certainly an argument to say that, look, on the Krig, for example, maybe we reduce the headshot multiplier or something so that it doesn't benefit from just one headshot, all of a sudden drops it to a 4-shot kill. Maybe you need 2 headshots, 2 body shots to make it a 4-shot kill or something like that. And if that was the case, would some pros be deliberately aiming for the head? Like in this game, the head hitboxes seem kind of large, seems pretty easy to, well, get a headshot with it, but yeah, would some of the pros be deliberately aiming for the head to get that headshot mixed in with the rest of the body shots? Certainly something that you could argue, and I think something which people have started to implement into their game. So maybe Envoy as an SMG player sees things slightly differently, but I certainly think there's an argument with really no flinch in this game that maybe headshot multipliers are a little bit lower than what they are right now, could actually add something of a skill gap. Not really a situation we've had before, because in previous games, I always kind of feel like, okay, due to the flinch, we probably should just get rid of it. But in this title, there is, well, some argument to be said that maybe it is a beneficial thing to have in the game in terms of adding that extra skill gap. But, well, some of the pros, I'm sure, agree. Some of the pros disagree. It's an interesting discussion to have, and maybe a conversation which is continuing on with the developers behind the scenes. Just to finish off the video with a couple of things, thought this was funny, given that Crimsix went on that rampage a couple of days ago. He continued on in this thread, well, when Crone said something pretty interesting. So people were talking about Scuf Gaming, and of course, well, Scuf sponsor a load of the league teams and the league itself, but a number of the players actually use Battle Beaver controllers, as well as Crone says, not anymore to like a Scuf sponsorship with Crimsix. He left them at trying to use his code on the Scuf store. It's invalid. They took down everything to do with Crim on the website, and as Crim says, like, he does not miss. Crone simply does not miss. And well, this is this clip as well. This came out from Battle Beaver back in November time with, well, keys to victory, and you can see Crimsix is coming to like unbox his controller right here, and as he says like to the cameraman, like, yeah, get away to look at my controller. So I thought it was kind of entertaining, but this is kind of what's going on. And if you guys weren't aware that this situation is happening in the league, it's kind of an interesting one. And yeah, just to finish off with this clip as well from, well, Chicago, Huntsman and the boys having a difficult time with scan and repair. And, you know, again and again and again, as we talked about yesterday, the issues with scan and repair in this title right now. Yeah, just, well, ruining scrims in the current state. Intrigued to hear your thoughts on all this in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. Really helps out the YouTube algorithm to know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
No, he's close left wing. He just shouted.
I got scan. I got
Push
scan.
out.
I got I'm staying downhill. Try to help me. Close left. Close left. Close left. You can wall bang him. I got scan.
No, you didn't.
Swear to God.
Yo, swear? They're side mid. They're side mid.
Nothing light. I got scan.
They're back mid. Shawnee dead. No, you didn't.
You?
Oh, gotcha. Back lights.
I'm mid out. Two mid.
Let's go green side.
I got scan.
One.
Are you actually? Yeah.
Nope. Top green.
No, top green.
Just chill.
At old slack week. At old slack week. He's sitting mid hill. I got scan. I got scan.
There's two here.
I got
What are you
scan.
watching
I'm
for?
getting off.
Close up.